I know he was just talking about Potomac reunion. He had something to say.
He says it was funny, unexpectedly funny.
Oh.
The best reunion since Monique Samuels brought the binder. So good without Karen. I love Andy, but Andy knows how to sell it.
Did he talk about what his thoughts about the Grand Dame checking into rehab just randomly the same day as the reunion? Did he have that to
Yes, they
say?
they did, but I thought they were very tongue in cheek about it. Like, oh yeah, she's in rehab. I mean,
Hmm.
he says all the right things, right? Great, she needs to get the help she's getting, and yeah, I mean, but yes, they brought it up. They talked about it. I mean, what are you going to say? Like, it's one of those moves, right? Where I think most people, if you're saying out loud what you're thinking in your head, is this is a ploy to save her job. But if you're just going on empathy, it's like, what does it matter what day it is? She's obviously admitting she's got a problem. Hopefully, this is her rock bottom. And it's sad. It's sad to be that in that stage of your life in your 60s and be a roaring alcoholic, if that in fact is what she is. And it's certainly, I mean, that DUI was not somebody that I don't know. I mean, that was really sad. It was sad. The cop deserves a raise. I mean, he put up with all the shenanigans. I mean, it didn't even make sense. I mean, you're Thomas Jefferson's concubine. I mean,
I didn't quite understand
it was
all the
like,
things.
what are we? And I mean, all these women from Reese Witherspoon. I love all these women. I guess, I mean, I shouldn't cast stones, right? I've got a long life to live. This could be me. But all the women from when Reese Witherspoon was arrested for DUI and drunken disorderly, they all go, do you know who I am? Do you know like these cops give two fucks, and like, I mean, they've got the weight of the world on their shoulders. And it's like, there's Karen Huger. You know who I am.
Why
No,
doesn't more
no,
people talk
I
about
don't. I don't care.
Reese? Reese, I mean, she's America's darling. I mean, why
Because
aren't we talking about her?
Witherspoon handled it real well. Remember, Witherspoon got popped. She and the ex-husband for DUI, I think, right, or drunken disorderly or
But
something.
not Ryan Felipe, right? The other ex-husband.
No, the other ex-husband that's an agent. And the couple days later, I gave it to Witherspoon. She went right on Good Morning America, and she's like, "Guess what? You know what? I'm really everybody's painted me as America's sweetheart, but I'm not. I'm not. I act foolish. I act badly, and I did, and I take accountability. This was terrible. I'm an asshole. Like, so I think she just owned it. And then that kind of shuts everyone down. If you're just like, yeah, I'm a dick. I'm Karen. The problem with Karen is Karen told us all season, I'll be vindicated. It ain't what it seems. I mean, the very first episode this season of RHOP, she's at that restaurant out in Potomac, and the waiters coming over and going, oh, don't worry, she's not an alcoholic. I mean, it was so prompted. If she just went, you know what? This is stupid. This has happened to me twice in my life. What is wrong with me? I need some therapy. I love a drink. I mean, we all love a cocktail. You and I go out. We
Oh,
love a glass of wine.
I
We
love a
love a
cocktail.
martini. We love a
Yeah.
martini. You and I are just like, we hate driving because we know we'd be driving and texting. So we're calling the Uber all the time, left and right, because we don't want to
Well,
drive.
I
Neither
don't
one of
drive,
us.
honey.
I
But
know, and
yes.
I don't want to look at the road. So it's like you and I, that's the only thing that saves us. But I think with Karen, it's the deception of I'm sober, and then you look at that and you're like, that's not somebody that hadn't had. I mean, whatever she said, what she had say, oh, I had a glass of wine or two glass. It's like, sweetie, unless you mix in Vicodin and which she could have, Vicodin, Xanax, the whole kit caboodle, plus you had a glass or two of wine and like antidepressants or something. That was a cocktail.
Well, to your point, she also told us that she was innocent all season, but that really brings something else up for me. You know who else told me that they were innocent all season? This woman, Shaw. You ever hang out with the Shaw squad? Some call her Jen Shaw. She said she was innocent all
Ah,
season, but then before Von Tessie, she said, I'm guilty. And she went away. We had Penny Puckett on. We talked to her, and Miss Shaw was away, and her PR got very, very, very angry with David Yontef. Very angry with Behind the Velvet Rope because I called her a criminal, even though she was pled guilty and is in jail. The PR is very, very, very upset with me. And turns out they should still be upset with me, and I should start groveling because Miss Shaw is once again for the third time, her sentence is reduced. What do you think about this, Miss Shaw?
Why are you getting so
Third
angry?
time, third time. Will be home before 2026 Thanksgiving. Guys, she has another year in like 7 months, and she has one more Thanksgiving, one more Christmas. That's it away. She'll be home for the year. And this is today in January. Let's just keep pushing it up. She'll be home tomorrow. 2026. Wow.
I can't let my blood boil so much for strangers. I can't. I
Tell
can't.
me about it. Well, the listeners do. Team Teresa or Messy G. Teresa or Messy G. They'll
No,
fight you
actually,
to
I
the death.
actually love Teresa and Louis. I know you hate them.
I,
I actually enjoy them.
I
And
know you do.
Teresa, I actually felt bad for going to jail because I truly don't think she knew. I think she trusted Juicy Joe. And I think Juicy just gave her papers. And I'm married. I've been married for 5 years with my
Hmm.
hubby for 10. I really do trust him with everything. So if he just brought me documents and was like, sign these, we're buying a house or we're investing in this thing, I would I know my husband. I would say, okay, like he's such a researcher. I would do that. So Teresa's a different Teresa's a whole different case for me. You guys know without me popping off and losing my mind and potentially giving myself a stroke. I This is infuriating. And all I will say
Hmm.
is you have people like the situation, Wesley Snipes, and I Todd Chrisley is guilty. I mean, Todd Chrisley is guilty. Julie Chrisley. But you have those individuals that went to jail. Wesley Snipes went to jail for not paying his taxes that eventually he would pay, I'm sure, for like 6 years, 7 years. And you have this piece of shit. She is a piece of shit who, and this is the thing that drives me nuts. You mess with poor people, you can get away with anything. Anything you want. You mess with the
Hmm.
government and you mess with
Hmm.
rich people, which the Chrisleys unfortunately went after banks, right? Again, endless pocketbook of money. Then they are going to nail you and you are not going to get off with the thing. You mess with poor people,
Nobody cares.
there is no justice. And that is why, because those victims have nothing. Penny Puckett lives now with her children. She lost her home that she and her husband worked for 30 years, their entire savings, which was all of $40,000, to believe that piece of shit Jen Shaw and that other, who's the assistant? He ought to rot in hell too.
Do out.
Stuart. And I always think karma never misses, ever, ever, ever. So they will get what's coming to them, even beyond jail. But no, no, she is such a piece of shit, and may she rot in hell. And look at even Elizabeth Holmes, right? Elizabeth Holmes defrauded other rich people, 11 years, brand new mother. I bet she won't get her thing reduced except for maybe a year. It is such a double standard in this country. It is all about money, money, money. And Jen Shaw, she messed with people who they don't have any money to come after her again. They don't have any money to go to the court and go, do not reduce this. They don't have any power. And that
That's
is why
true.
no, she's a piece of shit. She uses race issues to try to gain sympathy from people. I don't believe for 1 second she gives two F's about anybody of color in this country unless it would benefit her. She's a narcissist, and I hope nothing but karma gets her.
They call
Okay.
it race baiting. Shame, shame, shame,
The
Miss Shaw.
biggest race, she's the biggest race baiter you've ever laid your eyes on. And Coach Shaw is such a phony too.